It's a humanitarian. You can see the man's injury for yourself.
Conversation. Let the people decide.
Well, I would, Mr. Aslam Ghani, if I open up the phone lines on Newshour tonight, Mr. Aslam Ghani, there is so much anger across the country at the manner in which that traffic policeman has been beaten. Across the country, let me assure you, from Guwahati to Goa, we have been receiving phone calls, and a lot of people have been saying that we in India need to respect normal people doing their normal jobs, and nobody must get away with it. I am not saying Taj Mohiuddin, I'm not pronouncing him guilty, but in
strict action required to
well, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not a question of legal, but perhaps moral responsibility, and therefore we are asking the question.
Yes.
I'm grateful to the minister for coming on the program. Gautam call.
So eventually it'll be those two guys, those two security personnel who will be made the scapegoats. They may lose their jobs, but the minister will get away scot-free.
Not that those two.
Not fair.
No, not that those
because
two.
They were doing it under his instructions or his compliance.
Not that those
Why
two,
should they be made the scapegoats? Why doesn't he assume responsibility?
Well, that question is to Taj Mohiuddin. Would you like to respond? Mr. Taj Mohiuddin, Shobhade is asking a very direct question. Why don't you take responsibility? For what
I make them scapegoats. They were just doing what they're trained to do.
I can take responsibility for an incident which I have seen. I would have intervened if I have seen. Why don't you believe it?
Why should I disbelieve
the other guy? Why should we disbelieve? You can see his injuries. Why should we disbelieve him?
No, I can't comment on that. I don't want to go to
because he's not as powerful as you are. Because he doesn't have backing. So he becomes a liar. Why should we not give him the benefit of the doubt? Why should he lie? Look at his injuries.
I want to ask you a very fundamental question. No. I want to ask a very fundamental question. Yes. How is it possible? Please. I'm just asking a simple logical question. I hope again Aslam Ghani doesn't jump and say you're doing a media trial. I'm a simple question. The traffic policeman has to stop the cavalcade from front or behind. I mean, logic tells me that the vehicle is moving in front. The vehicle is not moving in reverse gear, is it?
I tell you.
So how? I don't understand what you're talking about.
I give the answer. Nobody stopped me.
No, but how you're going in front
Number one,
or back?
I saw the red light. My driver saw the red light and stopped.
So your cavalcade didn't stop. They beat him up.
For daring to stop you.
Because I have not seen beating. Maybe it happened after I had left.
Okay, here's a question to Gautam Kaul, former IPS officer. I'm really sorry, sir, to come to you so late. I'd like you to deliver a verdict on what you're seeing here today. I mean, what is your understanding of what is seen here? What is the culpability of the minister and what is the culpability of the police officers involved? Mr. Kaul.
There are a couple of issues that have been brought forth in this debate, but I would make a small deviation from the popular argument that is going on. First, direct responsibility is being considered on the Honorable Minister. I would beg to differ a little bit on it, because the Minister is not a VIP inside his car when he is under security escort. He is simply a person to be covered, and he can be accused of some moral responsibility, but he is not responsible for the security that has been provided to him, and the full security ring has its own commander, and it's his responsibility to maintain the safety of the person. Now, this is a slight deviation from the popular argument that is going on. There is no doubt about it, first, that this is a case of a brutalization process of the police, which is now being extended to its own people. This is like a dog eating a dog case, and I'm very angry at the manner in which this issue has come about, and I'm happy also at the same time that there is a popular outcry against this incident. The traffic inspector seems to have reacted a little late, and that led to the rear escort of the vehicle to be stopped. Now, there was no issue for the security staff to get down and bash this gentleman, because after all both were on their official duty. Well, this intervention was totally uncalled for. At the most what could have been done was that the escort person should have in fact directed, saying that, you know, we are part of the cavalcade and the minister is getting late, and that would have perhaps ended the issue. But now here we see that two security personnel with their arms, they have got down and
yes, they have
beaten up beaten up their own police colleague, and this is unforgivable. And now that the case has been registered, this is perhaps the right way. Now there is one thing more I would like to suggest, and that is some people ought to follow their own leaders. Now here, when Omar Abdullah, when he moves on the streets of both Srinagar and Delhi, I have known that he and his motorcade, they observe all the traffic rules. Now why don't the members of his cabinet follow the same thing? This is a disrespect for law, and in today's time, when Srinagar says that they are sort of inviting foreigners and they are inviting the whole world to their homes, even this kind of a disrespect is totally uncalled for. The last thing that I would like to comment is that this is part of the extending problems of the cherry brigade. I call it a cherry brigade because this is increasing day by day in strength, and we are finding more VIPs asking for red light on their cars. Now, I have always felt that anybody who puts a red beacon on his car and he moves in public, you know, he is becoming a threat to himself, because he shows to the world that he is a VIP, and as a VIP he becomes a soft target. Now, in this case, one would not argue, because here is a minister who is on the move, and perhaps rightly his movement was in good order.
But Mr. Call, I would like to
extreme
Mr. Call,
which came about in this instance.
Mr. Call, there are no ifs and buts. There is just right and there is wrong. I respect what you are saying, but if you were to simply say today across the country, people are reacting so strongly to this incident, because I'm sure that if you just take a straw poll among people watching the Newshour tonight, 99.99% of them, if not 100%, have experienced the arrogance of a politician or a bureaucrat somewhere with his red light, moving around as if he has no time to waste and others have all the time to waste. It is a reflection of that arrogance. Tonight, I am not saying the minister is legally culpable. What we are asking today is the minister could have come out, could have acted. Those security officers who behave so arrogantly do so because they believe they have the protection. And it is if politicians want, they can step out and they can tell their security guards, behave like security guards, not like the bodyguards of a self-appointed dictator. That's why there is so much arrogance, anger among people. Everyone's experienced, haven't you?
Agreed.
Haven't you, Rajesh Kalra? Haven't you?
Agreed.
Haven't you, Shobha, experienced complete arrogance? Haven't you, Aslam Ghani? Haven't you ever, before you became a politician, experienced this arrogance? I'm asking this question to all our panel. Haven't you, Shobha?
Oh, look at what happens in Mumbai when a politician, 40 cars.
You have concluded it in most wonderful way. There are no two things about it. We have to behave like gentlemen wherever, whatever your position is. You have not to create havoc with the people by getting a position, and you have to be civilized in the society.
And I request,
more than anything else, there aren't two sets of laws in this country. There are not two sets of laws in this country, one for politicians and one for the rest.
Security
you need to remind yourself about that.
A more matter of status than of security.
Well, if you break the rule, if you break rules, traffic rules included, you pay for it.
Share an incident.
I want to,
plain and
not
simple.
as a dictator of India.
I want to tell the minister.
Very short incident.
Very short incident, and then I would like to make a point to the minister. Yes, very short, very brief, Rajesh.
Yes. You know, we had training. We had a training in the Times of India, and this trainer had come from overseas, and he actually tells us all over the world there are two sexes, male and female. He says, but in India, when I go around, I think there are 3 sexes. I said, I couldn't understand what he meant. He says, when you go look around at the toilets in offices, it'll say male, female, and VIPs. I think it'll be the day when actually the VIP sex is
I think that we just need to, we need to, and may I say one thing, Taj Mohiuddin, I'm glad you're smiling today. I'm glad you've come on the program actually, and let me say this, nice of you to come, but may I make a recommendation to you and to Omar Abdullah, who's not responding, and probably Omar Abdullah takes this personally as to why we're asking the question. What Omar Abdullah needs to do is that along with Taj Mohiuddin, he needs to pay a visit to this security official. He needs to shake his hand, and he needs to recommend, Omar Abdullah and Taj Mohiuddin must recommend this police official for a medal for doing his job. That day, things will change. Maybe you could do that, Taj Mohiuddin. You make a change there. We don't want a point of argument, but you and Omar Abdullah should go and give a medal to this police official. That will be the day.
That will be a great photo op and a great PR move.
No, but why not? Why not recognize?
They must compensate the man. They must compensate him.
Give me a moment, please. Give me a moment, please.
They will exploit that moment as well.
Now, just a moment. If I can give my days. I have already given my position what it was, but you have not given me the time to explain that this incident, we are sorry, government is concerned and conscious about it, that such incidents should not happen. And number 2, if the police officer who was doing his duty, he deserves a medal, I will definitely recommend for it.
Good point. That's good. Taj Mohiuddin, recommend him for a medal.
Arnab, I congratulate you to bring it to this thing, and this is really a wonderful debate which I would never call a media trial.
Well, thank you very much. I'm okay. You see, I have no problems with being described as, you know, what, I don't know what, judge, executioner, this. I know I'm not, and I know I'm going to be asked the question. Sometimes I ask unpopular questions. I go against the strain of popular opinion, but we do so without any malice, and we do so in a balanced way. Aslam Ghoni, you know that, and that's why you come on the Newshour. Taj Mohiuddin, for coming on the Newshour. Shobha Dev, for your frankness as usual. To Mr. Kaul for his experience tonight, and for Rajesh Kalra for sharing his own anecdotes. Thank you very much. Thank you.